Hi, folks. I'm Merle Harmon, your sportscaster for today's telecast of the Kansas City Athletics. Game time is still 10 minutes away, and between now and then, you folks watching in on WDAF-TV will have an inside look on baseball, brought to you by New Wheaties, Breakfast of Champions. Your host is my good friend, Bob Wolff. Now, let's test your power for identification.
Can you tell what's missing in this picture? Look closely. Ah, you've guessed it. You're viewing Nellie Fox of the Chicago White Sox, but what's missing? Nellie doesn't have his chewing tobacco with him. Well, we'll discuss that a bit later, but first, here's something else I'd like you to see. Hi, everybody. This is Bob Wolff with Nellie Fox of the Chicago White Sox. Nellie, as you know, is a fellow who's pretty adept at getting on base. Not only with the base hits, but also he takes quite a few of those pitches on the side or elsewhere. Nellie, I guess year in and year out, you get thumped around pretty well, don't you?
Well, Bob, it's pretty hard to thump a little fella around. You don't have very far to fall, so actually you never get hurt too bad.
What is the reason, though, that you're always up there near the top or at the top of being hit by a pitcher?
Well, I guess one of the reasons is, Bob, I stand very close to plate when I'm hitting, and the ball that's inside, I guess I don't move back quite fast enough, and a lot of times it hits me on my pant leg or on my shirt.
Is that not moving back through your choice, or just don't you get back in time?
Well, it all depends. It all depends who's throwing on the mound.
I see.
If it's a guy that's throwing real hard, I duck real quick. Like.
If it's a softball pitcher?
Well, I duck a little slower.
As you can see, Nellie is a great competitor. He gets on base, not only offensively, but also defensively. And right here, I see you have your own Nellie Fox personal model glove, which, by the way, is a bit different from some of the others. It looks to be a bit smaller than some of the other infielders, is it?
Well, Bob, my glove is probably one of the smallest in the major leagues. Actually, I like a small glove for at second base because in making the double play, you got to get the ball and get rid of it real quick, where a big ball glove has a lot bigger web. Your fingers are a couple inches bigger, and it's harder to get the ball out of the glove on a bigger glove, where a small glove, the ball goes in and right out, and you have no trouble getting the ball out of your glove.
I see. That's a good tip. Now, one of the many things that Nellie does well is bunt. There are some who will say that Nellie is the best bunter there is in the league. What's the secret of doing that so well?
Well, Bob, I guess it came through Paul Richards, who is now manager at Baltimore, has probably helped me more than anybody else in baseball. And that is one of the things that he stressed on me was bunting. And it came through a lot of hard work and a lot of practice in the first few years I was in the big leagues. Actually, I try to bunt the ball at the real close to the end of the bat in the last couple inches of the bat if I can. It has a tendency to dead the ball, and it'll give it a spin down the third base line, and it's a hard ball and a dead ball to handle. The third baseman has a hard time picking the ball up and making a play on you.
I see. The catchers tell me that, and the third baseman, that when you bunt them out there, they just seem to stop and sometimes have that little spin, make them roll back an inch or so.
Well, Bob, I think that comes from your left hand being loose about the trademark of your bat, and also bunting on the end of the bat. At least I try to bunt the ball right down the line and try to make a good bunt. If it's not a good bunt, it's usually foul, and you get another swing at the ball.
I see. And how does he get that spin on there, Nellie?
Well, actually, it gets a spin when your bat comes back. I think the way the pitcher throws has a lot to do with that. If he throws real hard, actually your bat's going to come back, and you're going to get the backspin on it.
I see. I guess you can tell by ear how good your bunt is if you hit it down there, can't you?
Well, yes, you can. You can tell how dead it is.
Yeah.
And if you get the ball up on the bat and you have this hand holding it tight, and you hit the ball up close to the trademark, the ball is going to go a lot harder. Where if you hold your left hand real loose, and you bunt the ball out there, it's going to deaden the ball, and it's going to be a pretty good bunt.
Now, one of the other secrets of your success is not giving away your bunt to the last possible moment. This is when you're trying to beat it out for a hit. Suppose we watch your action in that, if you will.
Well, Bob, I'll try to show you the best I can here in the dugout. Actually, I try to stand the same way as I'm hitting, and I give it up after the pitcher releases the ball, and I bring my left foot around, and as I bring my left foot around, the bat comes along with it. And that way I'm on my way to first base, and I got maybe 1 or 2 steps toward first base by the time I'm bunting the ball.
Good.
And that gives me a couple steps on the third baseman, who is naturally playing me in. They all do. Now, since I've learned to bunt a little bit.
Well, Nellie, now that you've told us just how you go about it, I think we'll take you out of the dugout and let you go up there in the batting cage, and we'll take a very close demonstration, all right?
Okay, fine, Bob.
So we'll rejoin Nellie Fox in the batting cage in just a moment. But first, here's something else I'd like you to see. And now let's take a look at Nellie Fox right there in the batting cage. Nellie is going to try a few of his bunts for us right now, so let's watch. And there you see one, beautifully placed along that third base line. Nellie Fox, known as one of the great competitors of baseball. We'll have a chance to speak further with him in just a moment. First, let's watch Nellie as he actually swings away. Nellie, let's see you really crack one out now. Close-up look at Nellie Fox in action. That one's a high fly going out into right center field. Year after year, Nellie is right up there when it comes to getting plenty of base hits. He's a fellow who can hit them to all fields. Got a lot of power for a small fellow. Occasionally likes to put one up and over the fence. Nellie's heard a couple of these remarks while he's been batting, and he's swinging with a big, broad grin, which is a tough thing to do when you hold it in a big wad of tobacco. We'll have a chance just to have a couple of final words with Nellie after this swing. All right, here it comes. Pitcher's winding, and the next pitch on the way. These boys just love this batting practice. And the perennial cry is just one more. That was a long one at the deep center. Nellie, you can retire on that one. Come on over and just say goodbye. Nellie Fox, our guest, and thanks for the demonstration.
Thank you very much, Bob. It's indeed been a pleasure being on with you.
This is Merle Herman speaking for our friends at General Mills, makers of the new Wheaties Breakfast of Champions. Join us before our next televised game for another session of Dugout Chatter. I'll be back in 1 minute with today's game.